Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. We've now got the next 4 stages, so stages 31, 32, 33 and 34 of the fan home release of Build Your Own R2-D2. Now it's all about the leg in this, so if you remember the last stages we actually had that much of the leg completed. We're going to be adding some more to the leg now. I'm also going to be doing another ring for the dome section of the head. So lots of things are actually going to complete this together, and then I think we're going to start working on the other leg. But if you want to get this for yourself, I'll put the link down here to the Fan Home website. You'll be able to get that all the way from pack 1. But without further ado, let's get cracking. So it starts with stage 31, and I'll just go to the back where the parts are, and as you can see we've got the foot section here. So we're actually going to be fitting this over the leg that we've just completed. This is how it's going to go. So when it's finished, the motor's going to be coming out the side. R2's going to have a foot. So as you can see, this part comprises of 3 little parts here. So the first section we want is this one here. I'm going to bring over the leg, turn it over, so we've got this flat side here. We're going to be taking this part of the foot here, looking exactly like that. That's going to go over this side just like this, slotting all the way down. You see the importance now of this wire here, because when we're about to put this side on, if this wire here wasn't in like it is there, we're going to have trouble getting it down. But as you can see, that's perfect. So I've turned this over, and as you see, we've got a screw hole just here and one on the other side. We're going to be driving a screw through that. Now they're not telling me what black screw this is, but plastic screws have threads which are spaced out. They're like tapping screws. So let me show you what that looks like. It should look like that. It's around about 5mm, I'd say. I don't think it's 6mm, I think that's 5mm. That's just going to go in here. And that fits nice and tight. Let's do the other side. And there we go, that's in place. Then we've got the power bus here. Now the power bus is just going to fit into the slot that you can see on the side there. That's going to go in like this. Oops, other way around. It will only let you put it in one way so it fits flat. And then we're just going to be taking the top here and putting that over. Now you've got a spare wire coming out. Make sure that's coming out the bottom when we put this over. Line this up. Now this time we've got 4 screws to put into these holes, and I believe they're the same screws that we just used. So I'm looking at my box of screws to get these out. Again, these black ones, 5mm with the threads that are quite spaced apart, and we'll get these in. I'll do one down here. One over this side. That's the third. And finally just one over here. And when that's in, that should look like that, all the way around there. And that's all there is to do in that stage. Now in stage 32, we're going to be doing the right foot sensor and fixing screws. We've got some more screws just in this one here. So we're going to be putting the sensor plate on, which basically is going to stop it rolling off the table. We're going to mount the circuit board for that, and I think that's all we're going to be doing in that stage. So aside from the screws that we've got in this pack, which you can see there, there's not much in here. So I'll get the circuit board out here. Now that is what the circuit board's looking like. Let's bring over the leg again. And on the close-up camera, as you can see, we have got a place for the circuit board to go just there. So this circuit board here is just going to mount in like that. Now it's going to be held in place by a 2.3 times 6mm screw. Now I believe that's this one here that comes in this pack. It's thinner than some of them, but it's got a bigger head. So I will see. Let's put this in. That looks perfect. Drive that in all the way. Excellent. And that is the sensor in place. Now the lead that's coming out the bottom here, we just want to plug into the side of that sensor there. So make sure you've got the pins around the right way. And we'll put this in. So push it all the way down. Make sure it's in all the way, because you don't want to check that afterwards. That's the sensor in. That's all there is to do in that stage. So stage 33, let's get to the back, see what we've got to do this time. And stage 33, we're going to be doing the dome frame. So we're going to start doing the frame for the dome, as I said, and we're going to actually put some more foot parts on here. We have got some power bus cables as well on here, so that's going to be pretty cool to fit. So we're going to put the whole foot plate on in this stage. Then we're going to be working on the next ring for the dome section here, and we're going to be attaching that to the dome section. So I've got the foot section here, just get everything out. I'm going to open these power bus cables. These are kind of like metal. They're really good. They feel heavy as well, like metal as well. We've got one part of the frame here, so I'm going to keep that to one side. Bring the leg over again, and quite simply we're going to be putting this foot section in. Now, as you can see, we've got two holes in this which are going to go over the sensor, so when we put this on, we want to make sure that they come out the bottom like that. But we are going to be putting it together with 6 screws, and once again, these are the same screws that we used last time. These are the self-tapping screws. So it's 2.3 by 6 mil. I'll put these in, but we're going to need 6 of these. So that's 2. This is number 3. Now, out of all the black screws you've got, these ones seem to be thinner. You have got ones which seem a little bit thicker. That's the only difference that I can see between them. I've lost count. I think that's 5. I think I've got one more to put in. And that is down the bottom here. And that's all 6 screws in place. And now R2 has the base of the foot there. Now we can put that to one side. And we want to bring up some parts for the previous stages. So we've got these 2 stages here. And we've got the linkages between them. And we are actually going to be creating a frame now. So make sure all the numbers are up. And put these together like this. 1, 2, and 3. These tabs are going to go underneath each join section here. So one this side here, one over here, and one over this side. Now these are going to be screwed in with the smaller of the silver screws here with the tight thread and the round tops on them. So I'm going to get 6 of these out. Good thing I've got a screw box here, that's for sure. And we'll get all of these in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the last one, which fell out there, line that up. 5, and 6. So that is what the ring looks like. We're going to bring over the dome section that we've been working on previously. Looks like that. We're going to be attaching this to the bottom here. So we need to line this up. So with these tabs facing down this way round, we just need to line this up with how it's looking on here. This is going to be a little bit difficult, but they do help you. One of these rings has got an arrow on, as you can see there. Now we've got a matching arrow on one of these rings over here. I don't know if you can see this, just there. We just need to make sure they're matching. So if they match, then that should fit in absolutely perfectly. Now mine wasn't matching there. So what I've done is I've switched it around. So I want you see, I make mistakes so you don't have to. Just to make sure you've got these in the order. So I've got DF38, DF40, DF39. So it goes 38, 39, 40 in an anti-clockwise direction there. So hopefully that's going to fit on now. So we've got the mark here. I've got the mark here. I'm going to try and line them up. And that's fit on absolutely perfect. Now we're going to be attaching this by putting screws in every large hole that we see here. See, you've got a smaller hole and a large hole. We're going to drop down a bolt, but we've got to put a nut at the other side. So you can see this is going to take a little while. So best way, put a nut in first. Got that in place, holding it with my finger, put the screw or the bolt in and screw that in. Now what I'll do is if I do two opposites first, then I know that ring is going to stay on. So once again, I'll do one right at the other side over here. So nut, hold, then the screw, whoops, then the screw, and I'll put that in. So that's held that in place on both sides now. All I need to do is put screws in all the large holes and nuts around the rim here. I believe there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ah, there's a few. But just make sure everyone's full. So just looking around, that's every large hole filled, and you need to make sure that some of them are quite hidden around this section here and this section here. So make sure you've got all of them. But that is all there is to do in that stage. So that's just going to leave the last stage for this pack, stage 34. We'll go right to the end here. And we're working back on the leg here. As you can see, we've got the fuel cell parts that we're going to be putting together. They want us to put a circuit board in here, and it looks like we're going to be testing a bit of the board. So we're going to be adding this to what we've done first. It's going to cover the motor up, and then we're going to be putting in these power bus cables as well. So to start off with, we've got the power bank and we've got the little test board here. So I'm just going to plug the power into this like this. Open stage 34 because there's a cable in there that I need. And with this cable, I'm going to take the free hold section, put it over the pin so this actually logs in here. Just like that. Bring over the leg. And I want to detach the ribbon cable that we've got at the top here. In its place, making sure the test board's off, I'm going to put this on here. There we go. So, test board's ready to go. When I press this switch here, S2, the motor should go. As you can see, no problems at all. So, that works. We can unplug this. We know we've got a working motor in here. I actually use pliers just to help this out, so I'm not putting any undue strain on that motor connection there. Plug the ribbon cable back in. And again, make sure that's in all the way, just like that. And we're going to be putting some plungers here to hide the holes. Now we've got some long ones first, so I'll get these off here. Use my sprue cutters for that. Make sure they match the bend of the leg, and I can put these in place. Push them all the way down, just like that. Do the same on the other side here, and they are all the way in as well, so you can see how that hides that. And then we've got some of these which need to go into the two top ones now. So that's the two at the top done. Now as you can see, we've got 4 around this section here as well, and that's just going to use the last 4 that we've got on the sprue here. So as you can see, that side's looking really good now. What we're going to do now is we're going to be putting the cover over the motor here to make the power bank. So this is what that looks like here. Now the open end here is going towards the ribbon cable, so this is going to be going on this direction here, and it sits just like that. It's going to be held in with 4 fixing screws. Now it doesn't tell us what screws they are, so I'm guessing they are the larger ones from the pack where we had the power bus bar. I think it was the pack before that actually. So these are going to go in here. Remember I said we had fib ones and chunky ones? Well, it's the chunky ones that I'm putting in now. I think it does let the build down a little bit where it doesn't label the screws, but I'm hoping my videos help you out to figure out which ones they are. So let me just show you 2 together. It's the thick ones, not the thin ones, as you can see there. So one here, and then finally I've got one just at the other side here. And then when that's done, we're just going to be putting the cover over the top. But before I do that, I'm just going to push one of these details just into the front here. So the one in there and one in that side. And we're going to do exactly the same on the piece we're about to put in, because this is going to be going over the top like that. So make sure it's facing the same way, so that this section's furthest away from this section here. That's going to go in like that. And once again, we're going to be putting this in with 4 self-tapping screws. So I've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're just going to put these power bus in here. So basically, if I show you on the close-up camera, the one at the bottom here is going to be going to the one at the very right of this section here. So it's going to go in there. The second one's going to go from the top, and it's going to go over to the left here like that. And that's those in place. And that's all there is to do in that stage. And there you go, that's another 4 stages done. So I'm guessing we're going to probably start the next leg in the next few stages. But once again, if you want to get this for yourself, just head over to the Fan Home website. You can get this all the way from pack 1. Now at the weekend, I'm going to show you something else that we've got on the Fan Home website. I've now got the next 4 stages of the Encyclopedia collection. If you want this, again, the link's in the description, but these are the next 4. I'm going to show you that at the weekend, probably on Saturday, so you'll be able to tune in for that. But I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.